So, last time, you all awoke in the depths of the Tomb of Diderius. Once there...
He didn't unlock his...
Then I've got it, it's all good. Once there, you all noticed at varying times that all of your food and rations that were not held within your bags of holding, respectively, had gone bad and spoiled, rotted and turned to ash. After sharing this news amongst the group, you all navigated through these narrow tunnels, finding a massive figure that seated upon a throne, and at its feet a number of different offerings. The entity turned and requested from each of you present, Leaf returning up to check out some of the different features of the tomb. The figure demanded tribute from all those that remained in the room. You did provide one. And by the time Balasar, who was the last individual, left his tribute, you figured out that it could have just been a copper piece.
Yay for being the cheap one.
From there, you all met a ghost by the name of Ilda, who was facing some sort of tumultuous task that prevented her from proceeding on into her unlife. To rest at peace. Fleetfoot figured out, with that weird howl, Fleetfoot figured out that she was missing a tome from the library in which she was trapped. And he returned to her one of the tomes found within one of the living quarters where you all encountered those specters and wraiths.
But he wasn't happy about it.
He was not happy about it. But Ilda was, seemingly released from her earthly binds, and she faded into the mist. From there, you all continued, barely dodging a trap that made its way down the narrow, steep, declined hallway within the tomb. Continued backtracking and eventually found your way to Diderius's tomb through the divination pool location where you all found the divination pool, sans any liquid inside, kept dry. Diderius, in repose, spoke with you from his disembodied voice, telling you that he knew what you were seeking, and that Varram had been taken weeks ago by the denizens that now called this tomb their home, in Siktal. He then asked you to let him know when you were prepared to proceed, and he would open the way to this strange cavern now adjacent and below the tomb where he rests. You all gave your affirmation and proceeded into a room to find a number of strange hybrid snake and human individuals, as well as lizard folk, all surprised by your presence, and you very quickly dispatched them all in a very loud way. This notified Leaf that something was amiss, and he began to casually stroll his way back through the tomb, following the sound of the noise.
Kudos to Leaf, because that's... To hear that and be like, that's them, I appreciate that.
Leaf knows.
Not the invisible dragon or Cherem Vane. No, where are the loud fuckers at? Perfect.
It's also wildly true.
I'm just casually making my way there.
And that was I did enjoy the casual, because just...
Why would I worry?
Is he whistling a tune?
Are you listening
I mean, am I in the middle of a dark, dank dungeon?
Yes, it is dark and it is...
So, no, I'm not whistling a tune.
Oh,
I'm sneaking. No, I'm not sneaking, but I'm casually walking.
You would have also encountered the same rooms with which they had traveled and recognized their particular brand of investigation.
Yes, I was like, okay, so that's them. All right, go through here.
Being a scout and tracker, you would have
Yep.
recognized.
Is it a
the
dark, dank
That's
tomb?
definitely
Yes?
a piece
Then
of
yes.
fur from a tabaxi, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, but they were definitely
hairball.
Look, there's a green scale and a silver scale. Yep, right here.
You all, as Leaf would emerge through the tomb, see the strange altar, the opening into the cavern, and the dispatched bodies of these strange snake-like entities as well as lizard folk, while you all, Tiberon, Fleetfoot, Balasar, and Leotaurus, were making way across a bridge spanning a chasm. Balasar threw a well-placed firebolt straight down through the depths of this dark space beneath you, realized that the bridge lay over a chasm spanning 120 feet in depth. It was around this time that we're going to do a bit of retroactive RP, where there is a faint shimmer of bronze and copper light surrounding Leotaurus's figure. You see him look about for just a moment, seemingly fearful at first, and then calm, as he looks to all of you and says, "I'll come back later." And with a flash of light, his form disappears, and dropping to the bridge is a small golden coin, emblazoned with the bust of a female figure with long, flowing hair and wide eyes. Gathering the coin and continuing forward, you all make your way. You find yourself in an intersection. An open hallway on your right that seems to writhe with a strange, ever-present movement, as if almost serpentine in nature. And directly in front of you, a door, which you immediately open and proceed inside, only to see, barely through your perception checks, a number of snakes and writhing forms begin to pour from the mouths of 3 statues, filling suits of armor on the ground beneath you as they clank and clatter and rise into their animated form. I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative.
Am I there?
You would get an initiative order. You're about 1 round away from being there.
Terrible.
Okay.
All right, the music might be loud here for a second. I apologize ahead of time.
I did get into tips, by the way.
Hmm?
I did get into tips.
All right, gotcha. I'll be getting Tibbs here, so let me get that roll.
No, I got him.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
You got into him? Perfect. Okay. So let's look at this. All right, right off the bat, I need 25 to 20. Okay.
19.
Yeah, so 20 to 15, 19.
Ruby is 17.
Ruby 17, good to know. Is Ruby on your shoulder, I would imagine?
Yeah, I mean, well... No, actually, I just popped her out, but I didn't pop her back in.
All right.
So I would have to take a bonus action to get her back.
Yeah. I'd say that since you've got a round to get there, you can use your bonus action to
I
do
may
that
or
then.
may not, actually.
All right, you got it. So I will not have her here right now. All right, 15 to 10.
Still no.
10 to 5.
9.
Seven.
Oh, sorry, 13.
Tyron's 13.
Yep.
7.
7.
So who is 9 and who is 7?
Fleet is 9.
Fleet is 9. By the way, I found some great initiative trackers that I am going to be printing and putting up here. They're flags, and you can decorate them all individual if you want.
Ooh.
So, fun times.
A terrible coat of arms I shall draw.
Indeed you shall.
You know, you
Okay.
can get a different base, right? Like, you can get a base that you can stick on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, actually, those condition markers, I can print them out with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we can have those be your trackers. 2, but if you actually want them. Anyway, neither here nor there.
I like the flag things. Idea.
Let's get back to combat. Okay, these 2 clattering, strange suits of armor filled with the writhing forms of these poisonous snakes begin to lurch forward at the individuals that have entered their space, and that is too loud for me. But it's also pointed right at me.
These are not very good. We were on sale.
Okay, so thank goodness we have this mic here now. Okay, so
It's just the 2.
just those. Yeah, just those 2.
Okay.
All right.
We'll get this worked out eventually.
Okay, so he is going to take his. How many attacks? His 2 attacks. So we have 2 attacks at Balasar and 2 attacks at Fleetfoot. The first is this is on Fleetfoot. For Fleetfoot, the first is a 14 to hit.
Misses.
The next is an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, so you will take... I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please, my good man.
Oof.
That is 10 points of slashing damage.
I'm going to use a luck point on
Okay.
that roll because saving throws scare me now.
You got it.
What happened?
After we almost... Well, that's a little better. 13.
13.
Better than the 6 it was.
You would imagine so. You just make the save, and I need to roll the right dice for this. And you take 5 points of poison damage as the blade sinks into your flesh as you dodge out the first time the longsword strikes, as he swings with 2 hands filled with the serpents all writhing around the hands of the armored gauntlets. The second strike, however, strikes true, and you find yourself just barely able to shrug off the poison as this helmed horse melts back. Balasar, you are up next for 2 strikes from the other one. That's a 9 to hit and a 20 to hit.
1 hits.
All right, so you
It
take
wasn't the 9 though.
Constitution saving throw for me, please. After you dodge out of the first attack, because it just swings with 2 hands.
20.
I'm rolling like shit on damage. So you make the save. You take 5 points of slashing damage.
Were they
And-
speaking a language, or was it just a general...
It's just a
hiss?
general hiss. And 3 points of poison damage as the second strike just barely finds a nook between your plate armor, but you're able to shrug off the poisonous effects.
Was 3 the total for poison?
3 is the total.
So half is 1 or 2.
No. So it was 6 total. 3 is halved. My apologies.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Next up is going to be you, Balasar, as these clanking and hissing suits of armor now lie directly in front of your path.
I'm going to attack the guy that's right in front of me.
You do that.
And it's a 25.
25 will hit. Roll for damage.
Uh, 16 points, 8 being lightning.
16 points?
Mhm.
Hot damn. Good shit. Okay.
Second
Next up.
attack
You got it.
is a 16.
16 to hit. Unfortunately, 16 misses.
And that one will miss as well.
All right, you
Bonus
got it.
action to attack.
You got it. So the first 3 strikes, you shoom, shoom, shoom. The first one connects. The next time, it just seems to, in an unearthly way, wriggle out of the direction of your other strikes.
19.
19, unfortunately, just misses.
Yikes.
Yeah, guys, these are just suits of plate armor filled with snakes.
Filled with snakes.
Filled with snakes. Will that be your turn, Balasar? You have
That
some
will
movement left.
end- No, I'll stay where I'm at.
All right, you got it. Next up is Tiberon. What do we got Tiberon doing?
He's gonna take a 5 foot backwards
Back up. All right,
and fire both his arrows.
you got it. Go ahead and roll 2 hit, please. And those are the ones in front of Fleetfoot?
Yeah, the one that's
Got
right
it.
in front of
One in
him.
front of Fleetfoot. Thank you.
17 misses.
17 misses. That is correct. The first arrow ting, 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 clatters in the darkness around you.
22.
22 will hit. Roll for damage. It is not damage, so it does not take any additional.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. All right. Damn, guys. All right. Anything else for Tiberon? Bonus action? Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, I'll Hunter's Mark the guy that I was attacking.
Yeah, you can use one of those. Perfect. He is Hunter's Marked. All right. Will that be all for Tiberon?
That will end his turn.
All right, you got it. Fleetfoot, you're up.
I don't know that I could mess with a 20. I'm going to stay within his range, but I'm going to step away from the other suit of armor filled with snakes.
So you were out of its immediate range, so you do not take an opportunity attack.
Okay. Yeah, I was just moving
From the
around.
other one that's engaged with
Oh,
Balasar.
from the other one, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess I'll use Dissonant Whispers at the 5th level.
Okay.
So Wisdom saving throw of 17.
Okay. You cast the spell.
Yeah.
And you notice that as the spell approaches, it dissipates.
Well,
its-
fuck.
Seemingly unaffected by the spell. The head kind of moves into your and just stares at you.
Then I guess I'll use my bonus action to do a 2nd level healing word on myself.
You got it. Go ahead and roll to heal.
So 9 points.
9 points. You got it.
And that's it.
All right. Next up is you, Leaf. I would say you are about... It would take a full 60 feet for you to get to where your mini is now. So if you used your dash action, you'd be able to see them if you wanted to. Just full disclosure. You're able to hear the combat ahead and the hissing and the clattering and the kind of shouts between everyone. But
that's where I end up at the end of this round.
yeah, that would be where you'd end up. I just kind of placed it there just assuming you'd want to dash, but I don't want to. Hey, I'm not here to assume your action. Just let me know what you want to.
I'm just not bringing attention to myself if I can do.
Yeah, go ahead and just give me a stealth check.
Because I don't need to dash to get there either. I can do other ways to.
Oh yeah, so however you'd like to get there, feel free.
So stealth check will be 18.
18, thank you.
If dashing will be louder, I would rather not. I would rather just use Misty Step to get the last few feet.
I would say that Misty Step is likely going to be the quietest way to do. Given that you are on a bridge now that is rather rickety, and that 60 feet is just at the edge of your visual range, you would be able to Misty Step there fairly quietly with the stealth roll like that.
Actually, no. I'll dash invisibly.
All right, seems like a plan.
That's what I'll do.
Then go ahead and reroll that stealth roll with advantage because you are invisible.
Nope.
All right, 18. You got it, 18. Okay, top of the round. It is now their turn again. They are going to... They don't really have a lot of different options, so they're just going to make 2 more attacks. 2 at Balasar, 2 at Fleetfoot. The first 2 coming in at Fleetfoot. That is going to be a 11 to hit and a 20 to hit.
1 hits.
Once again, the first one swings past, the snakes kind of barely biting at your form as they leak out from beneath the plate armor. The next one strikes. Please give me a Constitution saving throw.
At least they can't eat me.
You take 4 points of slashing damage. And
17 is the
17. You make the save. You take, so 7 halved to 3 points of poison damage as the snakes bite you. You're able to shrug off the effects of the poison.
What was the first part of that?
You took 6 points of slashing damage.
6 points. That's all.
So 9 points in total.
Yeah.
Next 2 coming at you, Balasar. That is a 16 to hit
Misses.
and a 20 to hit. Not natural.
Shield.
Shield. Okay. The first strike, you dodge out of the way. The second strike, you see the 2-handed strike coming at you with the long sword, and you this invisible arcane energy sparkles in front of your form, and the blade, and the snake's gonna. You see at least 3 of these small swarm of snakes poke their head out and attempt to bite through the shield, and you notice that with each strike, it looks as if these snakes are also being able to engage somewhat as well. And then with that, they are both going to begin to hover 5 feet off the ground, not leaving your attacking range. But you notice that these snakes begin to pour from beneath the greaves of these boots and greaves, frankly.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Yikes.
Begin to pour from beneath the greaves of these horrors, and they once again hover just barely above you, 5 feet off the ground, on this line of snakes writhing from their forms.
It's snakes all the way down.
It is
Snakes on a chain.
snakes on a
Snakes
chain.
in a chain, male.
Yeah. All right, next up is Balasar.
I'm going to attack the guy that's right in front of me.
You do that.
Snakes will
Eldritch
be in
Strike.
pain.
Eldritch Strike. All right.
I'm going to use this. How long does inspiration last?
10 minutes.
So I'm assuming 10 minutes has passed.
It has.
Okay, never mind then. Then a 19.
A 19 to hit. A 19 just misses.
That's better. That's 27.
Yeah. Yeah. 27 will hit.
11.
11. All right, 11 points of damage as you slash through, and you see a number of these snakes that seem to kind of just fall in pieces as you cut them in half through the form.
And a 19 again will miss.
Unfortunately, it does miss. Plate armor.
Last attack. 26.
26. 26 will hit. You got 2 attacks in this time.
13.
13 points of damage. Okay. You notice now this is beginning to look a little bit bloodied as the snakes just tend to start falling out as with the Eldritch Strike. Oh, no, that missed. No, it didn't miss. It just tend to fall down and just kind of decaying with the Eldritch Force energy.
That'll end Balasar's turn.
You got it. Next up is Tiberon.
He's going to shoot his 2 attacks at the guy who has Hunter's Mark.
Sounds like a plan.
19 will miss,
Yep.
but that's a nat 20.
Oh, that'll hit. So go ahead and roll for damage. Roll the dice. That's an additional d6. And since it is damage, there's 1d8 as well for Colossus Slayer. It's a lot of dice. Did you roll a lot of ones?
Yeah, I really did.
Sorry, Tiberon. Sorry, Steven.
But you rolled a 6 on the d6.
Now that's good at least. So 10 points of damage.
10 points of with the... Okay. As the first arrow, once again, ting, just glances off the plate armor.
The Hunter's Mark one?
Yeah, you double the Hunter's Mark, too.
Oh, so 16.
16 points. Yeah, okay. I was wondering why it was so low. As the second arrow strikes in between, just near the collarbone, you hear that. Looks pretty rough. Not a little bloodied. Next, that'll be Tiberon's turn.
Yes.
All right. Next up is you, Fleetfoot.
Well, since I now know that my spell doesn't work, I'm gonna get really mad and I'm gonna lunge with my rapier.
You do so. Is your rapier magical? It's a +1 rapier, right?
It's just a +1.
So it is magical.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
That's a positive thing.
Oh, not like my spell.
Yes.
Got it.
So go ahead and roll to hit for me, please.
A 24.
24 will hit. Roll for damage.
11 plus I'd like to use Psychic Blades and
All
hope
right.
that those work.
So you'll be using another Bardic Inspiration for your
Well.
Psychic Blades.
Only have 1 left now.
You got it. So that's an additional 3d6, yeah?
5d6.
Shit! Okay.
Put that level up. So that would be another 12, 14, 16 points.
On top of your 11?
Yes.
Okay. So that was at... How was it, 24 you said? It's looking really rough.
Yeah, 24.
As the blade, as you stab with your rapier, recognizing that that particular spell had no effect on this entity in front of you, you stab with the rapier and then calling forth the psychic blades, they stab all throughout the armor, and you notice a number of snakes begin to fall and it begins to shrink, sinking back down to ground level, no longer hovering 5 feet, unable to maintain its height above you. Yeah, that's a pretty badass amount of damage. Okay.
And then I'm just...
All right.
Yeah, I'm good, because I only have 1 Bardic Inspiration left, so...
You got it. Now, Leaf, you're up, and you are invisible. Tiberon is probably pretty close in front of you, and you can begin to see just barely through this entryway that your party members are engaged with these strange suits of writhing armor.
I have one in line of sight, and they have only been attacking that one, right? No. Bally, but I haven't seen Bally yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bally. You see the one that is just kind of shrunk down to the ground in front of Fleetfoot.
Okay. What spells have I noticed not affecting that guy from Fleet?
I would say, you know what? Give me a perception check. just kind of to get an idea of what you saw.
21.
21. You would have noticed the characteristic sound of Fleetfoot whispering. This a spell that you're familiar with, him having casted it many times in the past.
That does psychic damage, right?
Yes, you would have you would know that the aspects of the spell at this point.
We can move through friendly character spaces.
You
normally,
absolutely
right?
can.
Okay. So in that case, 5, 10, 15. I'm going to say boo and make Tibbs jump a minute.
Nice.
He just kind of
So when he just come in the...
recognizes the voice a little bit and seems you see him be a touch relieved actually after the fright. He's like, you made it back. Good.
Well, no, he just thinks he's hearing things now. I'm not quite there yet.
He rolled okay perception.
15, 20. If I move... No, I have to stay away from him. Okay, so I moved in about 20 feet. And now I notice there are two of them. I got... That... Do they look damaged, or does it look like these guys are just... I don't... Are they taking damage?
You said that one shrank.
That you did notice that the one in front of Fleetfoot, very obviously shrank, and you now see that a number of dead snakes seem to be falling from beneath the armor in front of you. It looks pretty rough.
All right, I'm just gonna start with Eldritch Blasts on that one, and if that one drops, I'll move the target because I get 3 of them right now. You
do get 3 Eldritch Blasts, so go ahead and roll 2 hit for me, please.
And I'm not hexing at this point.
Understood.
So,
Come on, Leaf, kick his ass.
first one is a 27.
27 will hit. With that, the invisibility drops, and Leaf just kind of appears in the space behind you, Tiberon and Balasar, and directly in front of Tiberon. And he says,
First one is 13 points of force damage.
13 points of force damage to the one in front of Fleetfoot.
The one that... Yeah.
Hunter's mark.
You fire the Eldritch Blast, and the force damage you see impact, dent the armor inside, and the snakes, you hear this collective, and the armor falls back in pieces, dead to the ground. Inanimate.
All right. I got 2 more left.
All right.
I'm in a corner, and I'm going to fire at the other guy.
You got it. Roll to hit.
Floating. 22.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll for the other hit, too, if you want to.
11 points of force damage.
All right.
And
Good
21
21 will hit.
for 10 points of force damage.
All right. How do you want to end that one? Leaf, appearing in the room, seeing you engage with these individuals, throws 1 Eldritch Blast. It dents the plate armor in front of you, Fleetfoot, and then turns and looses 2 more bolts just around you, Balasar. And it...
I just want its helmet to just, like, pop off.
I will press the digitation of noise when it happens.
The 2 blasts in unison slam into the side of this this armored head, and it shrinks and crumples like a tin can before popping off, and they...
And then when they turn to look at me, I just want to blow my finger like...
How'd you find us?
Hey, I had that guy.
I recognize your particular brand of destruction. It was easy to follow.
Nice.
See, it pays to not stealth.
Yeah, and by the way, I heard you by a camp of... I'm not sure what they were, but there were 3 of them. They were kind of tall. They looked kind of like I would imagine you would look without fur.
I don't...
Except they were green.
You can give me an intelligence check if you want to.
Big floppy ears, leathery skin. I mean...
Nat 20.
Nat 20? You recognize this right off the bat. He's referring to trolls.
The trolls?
You saying I look like a troll?
Dude, you look like a troll if you didn't have fur.
I don't know what these things were. I've never seen them before. Quentin was the one who helped with the troll last time.
Quentin had... Leaf has never seen a troll. You guys have seen troll. You saw a 4-armed troll, actually.
And give me a break. I'm looking through a dragon's eyes. It's, kind of like fuzzy.
You have dragon eyes?
Yeah.
You have dragon eyes?
I have dragon eyes. I have sprite eyes. I have a bunch of different eyes.
Pepsi eyes.
I only have 1 pair of eyes. That's weird.
So, yeah, I heard you from there while you were doing something in the other room, which, by the way, impressive work.
Thanks. Yeah, that surprise attack.
Yeah, kind of artsy, really.
At this point,
So why were there snakes in armor here?
I would like to start like
Perception check, Leaf, by the way.
kind of twitching and writhing, and then I'm gonna use Mantle of Whispers and turn into the snake.
The Yuan-Ti that you stole last time.
That
I
Leaf
just
doesn't
killed
know
2
about.
things and you're gonna okay.
That Leaf doesn't know about.
This is only going to work out well.
Perception was a 26.
So, you begin to notice. You've actually so you've seen Fleetfoot do this once before. However, he has not twitched the time before he did this. He begins to twitch and writhe, and you kind of pass this off as Fleetfoot's an asshole. And you look across the room and you notice that there are 3 statues that are all serpentine in make, some various degrees of serpentine. One, the full body, the full form, is a massive cobra. The other is a human from the waist up, with the base of the figure being a serpent's tail. And the third is one of a female figure where the base is female but the top is a very elegant snake-like form. All with open mouths, and you can detect from the amount of, with that roll, the amount of, it seems like there's wisp of some sort of strange parchment thin skin from the open mouths. That would, given your time in the forest and knowledge of nature, you'd be able to detect that as snake skin. As you do a quick pan of the room, taking in, even in this dim light, those 3 statued figures, you notice where once was Fleetfoot, now stands a similar serpentine figure. From the base is very much a scaly green tail, emerging into a bare-chested, burly human form, thick arms, shield on one arm, scimitar in the right, and that's not the strangest part, but the head is also strangely serpentine. And as it looks over at you, the only thing that strikes you as odd is it's the same sort of blue eye color that you are familiar with. Everything else seems to be strangely snake human, like the statues.
Can I use my insight check to figure out whether or not this is...
If you would like to, please give me an insight check.
I would like to. If I fail this, it's going to hurt.
I would, as he's kind of staring at me, I want to lean in really close and lick him.
20... Yeah, 24.
It's at this point that
17. Yeah. 24.
You recognize the eyes right off the bat as the eyes of Fleetfoot, and then the figure leans in close as you're kind of giving a paused, bit of a delayed stare, and a forked tongue comes out and licks your chin.
All right. Would pretending to be scared be deception or?
That is deception 100% of the way.
Awesome. Nice. So my deception roll is a 24 to act scared.
So at this point, you see Leaf, as soon as the tongue strikes him in the chin, he jumps back.
And using a spell I don't use much, so they don't see me cast it very often, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and bitch slap the tabaxi.
Go roll for attack with Mage Hand. I believe use your strength mod. Actually, you know what? Use your Dex modifier.
My Dex.
Because I want that to hit really badly.
It's a 21.
21?
Yep.
Your armor class is 17?
16.
16? As you lean in, you have this you feel momentarily very satisfied with yourself. You have Leaf, who's just appeared in heroic form and fashion, slain 2 of these strange serpent-filled bodies of plate armor. And then you, in your triumph, changed into this form of a snake human. Frightening Leaf with a quick little lick to the chin. But your strange moment of triumph is cut short as an ethereal hand slaps you in the face. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Now, in all seriousness, the reason is because I gain all the information they have.
Absolutely.
So I would like to have an idea of like what's ahead, where the main chamber.
Okay. So
like
Your
where
eyes
we
give
would
you
be
away,
heading.
by the way.
And then hearing him after I get the information, then turn back into Fleetfoot.
Okay, so I would say you take a moment to contemplate. And what you discover is, do you like that print, by the way? What you would discover is
No, that looks like it's big enough to hold Tiamat.
it is. I tested it. You would know that your presence here is not a surprise. What is a surprise is the fact that you engaged with these entities in combat. You gather through your searching through the knowledge is that it's not something that these entities desire to engage in combat. You would also understand that these Yuan-Ti, as they are called, began to inhabit the area beneath the Tomb of Diderius about a century after his death, and have been using this locale as a breeding ground. You would know that in the areas that are around you, there is a long hallway, the same hallway that you saw writhing. Yes, that one. In the same hallway you saw kind of writhing with this strange serpentine-esque form is because of a permanent illusion that is applied to the locale in order to throw off would-be intruders and activate it upon unknown individuals entering the space. You would also know that there is a breeding ground for Yuan-Ti. Based on your knowledge of assuming this form, you would know that this breeding ground is full of snakes like you've just encountered, where only the strongest of the brood survive and become the fully fledged Yuan-Ti like yourself. It's odd, but assuming this form, you do feel a little bit of that alien pride into your mind, foreign to you, recognizing it fully as this entity. You would also know that there is a den where lizard folk, the slaves and hated and loathed entities that the Yuan-Ti take in and enslave in droves, is nearby, but empty. It's been a while since I've encountered a tribe of wandering lizard folk through this area. There's also a prison that lies bare at the moment that you would know as well its location. As well as what's very odd, but a temple is nearby. A long and large temple where a ritual that you don't know a lot about, even as a Yuan-Ti, assuming this form, a ritual is currently taking place. Ever since the dwarf in purple came and attempted to use the divination pool, you would also get the thought that this dwarf was foolish, did not believe there to be any threat, or believed himself to be too powerful to really fall or succumb to the Yuan-Ti in the area. They ambushed the dwarf and have treated him terribly since then and now hold him on the brink of death. Only a priestess is maintaining his life. But you would also know that it is certain that all forces have been pulled back into the temple since your unexpected arrival. And that would be the information that you would gain. Ooh, I lied. There is also quarters where the Yuan-Ti brood currently live. However, there is a trap on the entryway and exitway of that living quarters meant to dissuade lizard folk from attempting to infiltrate. And it would give you the ability to, you would know that it is a poison dart trap, and you would have the knowledge of how to bypass that as well.
And that's all down this hallway. That is writhing with snakes that are an illusion.
Hallway writhing with snakes that is an illusion. It's literally the hallway itself looks as a snake is moving. It looks like what you would imagine the inside of a snake is while it's slithering across the ground. There is a portion to the right-hand side, which is the lizard folk den. It's very small. Mm-hmm. There's a branch off on the left-hand side that goes to the prison. Down the hallway further, there's another room off to the left-hand side that is the Yuan-Ti quarters, and at the very base and kind of nestled down in a declining hallway is the temple, whereas on the right-hand side there is a small room that is the hatchery. All right. This long hallway is really kind of the thoroughfare.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm going to turn back into myself.
All right. You see Fleetfoot's form shift as he kind of shrinks and becomes more lithe in his tabaxi figure, and he once again assumes his form.
And I'm going to look at Leaf and I'm going to say, "You like my eyes?" And I'm going to pat him on the arm and head out down the hallway. Without any fear, I will pass on most of the information. I will leave out that it is an illusion and just take off down the hall.
Okay.
Be like, let's go.
Do you all
The
follow?
dwarf is still alive.
Yep.
All right. Tiburon will kind of look between you hearing that and just... Okay. Leaf, you find anything out?
I just sigh and walk.
Okay.
No,
that makes
just
sense.
hairless tabaxis.
Got it.
Trolls.
You see a genuine look of confusion come over Tiburon's face, as he has never encountered a troll, and he is now attempting to... He stares at you for a very long period of time, Fleetfoot, attempting to imagine what you would look like without fur. There is a momentary look of disgust that passes over his face, followed by the realization that it's likely... Actually... Yes. Followed by the realization that it's likely not necessarily as bad as he's envisioning. So, Tiburon, Leaf, and Balasar, as you enter this hallway, you notice it begin to twist, squirm, and writhe as if you are watching a slinky be violently shaken by a toddler, and you're on the inside. It is a long hallway extending into the dim light. You would all feel this, and I believe I mentioned it last time, but it is considerably warmer here than it was within the tomb itself. You imagine the environment changes. You have left the domain of that particular entity. The environment has then shifted as well.
It's fine. Just keep walking.
Just gonna keep walking, I guess.
All right, where would you like to go? With Fleetfoot, you kind of leading the charge.
I'm gonna head towards the barracks with the trap and just deftly move it. Like I can disable it, or I know how to move around it.
You know how to move around it.
Then
If
I'm
you
gonna
would
tell the
like to-
others.
If you would like to disable it, that'd be a slide of... you could give me a slide of hand check with... Actually, you don't have thieves' tools. So, yeah. you
So
would
I
not
will
be
tell
able
the others how to avoid it, and look in and see if there was anybody in the quarters.
to. Okay. Give me a perception check when you arrive inside the quarters. It is still dim light, so that'd be with
Cool.
disadvantage.
Yeah, 9.
9? Okay. It's tough to make out a lot of detail, but you are able to see a number of what look to be cylindrical shafts cut into the floor. It's difficult to tell how many there are. You see only one in your immediate vicinity. It's about 3 feet wide and looking in about 7 feet deep. And there is a strange wooden carving of what looks to be a snake, an asp, next to you as you emerge into the quarters, kind of nimbly stepping past the trap. Do you all follow inside the room?
Does he tell us how to avoid?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, then
when
yeah.
All right. You all receiving this information from Fleetfoot, just kind of do a couple of follow his footsteps and duck through the now that Fleetfoot has pointed them out, very obvious holes where the darts would emerge from the walls and the pressure plates on the floor. Dodge those and make your way into these quarters.
You said so. As we move in, there's just like cylinders in the floor, like breeding pits.
Do your people breed in pits?
I mean, if the mood is right.
Okay.
You've never bred in a pit before?
No.
Me either.
Really? You should try it sometime.
Are you hitting on me?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm just giving you advice. Try it. Get yourself down to a pit sometime.
No, that's all right. I'll climb a tree.
I usually just fight in pits.
What's the difference?
We use them for traps.
Fucking and fighting, it's all the same.
So why are we here?
Well, the guy we're after in the purple robes is still alive, but just barely. So, the snake thing. I now know the layout and all this. And the guy we're after is still alive, but there's a lot of bad shit in the way.
Well, let's go that way, or do we need to find something here?
I mean, I'm just clearing as we go because they have recalled all their forces in. So everybody that could be on alert is here. And if we can take them out ahead of time, that would serve us better.
Wonder why everybody's on alert.
Oh, they knew since we came in. It probably didn't help, but they've known.
Okay, well,
I knew it.
That's the hallway. The hallway was an illusion that activated when we came in.
should we search this area here, or should we just...
I
If
mean,
you'd like, you can give me an investigation check. Anybody who would like to,
Yeah.
or if you would like to put one person as your leader to investigate, feel free.
15.
that's a 1.
Ooh, good.
You said investigation, right?
12.
Okay. Fleetfoot, it's an odd side effect to Mantle of Whispers, bless you,
Bless you.
where this influx of memories
Bless
of
you.
this being, as you walk into the room, you begin to feel them kind of swell up. And as you begin to investigate, looking into these strange cylindrical things, you have to press back down those memories and find yourself unable to do a lot of searching. Balasar and Leaf, together, you two manage to find in each of these strange, what look to be sleeping holes, given the sparse decoration, but presence of what look to be hay, straw, and some feather down pillows from what seem to be like human vestiges that have remained from whatever transformation these Yuan-Ti have gone under. You find in each of these about 200 silver pieces, 600 copper pieces, and 150 gold pieces. Leaf, in one of these, you also pull out a strange glass vial filled with a writhing and bubbling dark green liquid that seems to splash throughout the glass cylindrical. Oh, I'm sorry, the glass spherical bottle with a cork in the top, violently, even without you moving it.
In one of these things, I picked up that much cash and a glass vial?
So
Or
it would be
that
between
cash
all
was
of-
total?
Total.
Okay.
Between all of these things.
Bubbling green dark liquid, huh?
Yep.
That sounds cool.
Huh? Sorry. The snake thing. What's that?
Looks like
Well,
it's green and bubbling.
it could be a number of things.
But we're saving it for later.
I don't know. Let's do.
I'll give you gold to drink it.
I'll do it.
Maybe just a sip. Like, don't hurt
Stand
yourself.
by. I'm just going to roll a die and see what happens here. Nope. I'm going to pocket it.
Leaf saves the day.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Okay, Leaf, you actually notice something strange. As you pocket it, the strange violent moving of the green liquid changes to a familiar ruby color, and it settles ever so nicely, and you pocket it away in your bag.
what?
Did that just become camouflaged?
What?
Is this potion roulette?
I don't know if I'm going to put in keep in my little pouch there for a little bit and just figure that out later.
We're gonna let it ruminate.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a hatchery. There's a like altar. What are you? Altar?
What are we talking about here?
Where we're headed next?
You would know it is a
Well,
it's a
what
temple,
room is next?
specifically a temple.
A temple.
Yeah.
Like a Shirley temple?
Yep. Like a sprite with grenadine.
What?
Stepping, making sure to avoid the trap again, and reminding them all to
Yeah.
avoid the trap. Proceed down the hall towards,
The next room.
because I don't know where he's being kept. I just know that we have him and he's
So you
They
would
have
have, you
him.
would have gathered the information that he is being kept in the temple.
okay.
Yeah.
I missed that
The,
part.
the prison was empty. I'm sorry. I probably I might have forgotten to mention it, but he is being held in the temple.
And barely alive,
Yes.
thanks to the priestess.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Well, if we go to the, I'm not feeling the greatest, and I feel like there might be a battle.
Let's go.
Oh, you're not feeling well?
Uh-uh.
You want to try this potion?
Sure.
No.
It looks ruby red and inviting.
It's ruby red and inviting.
Ruby is not on this plane right now, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not.
You could try this potion.
What potion's that?
It's a potion of gaseous form.
Don't you also? By the way, I am 3D printing potions of healing, greater healing, and superior healing, so you guys can have those physically in front of you instead of having to keep them in your inventory. But how many potions do you have, just out of curiosity? 2. Fleetfoot, you would have a potion of greater healing, or maybe Leaf does.
I have
a
one
potion of
standard.
healing and one potion of greater healing.
I have 2 potions of healing.
Got
I
it.
have a standard.
You have a standard healing. Got it. You should have a potion of greater because there were 2 discovered, and I think that they were split. There should be 2 potions of greater healing unless somebody drank one.
I don't remember. drinking
Somebody did drink one.
I was gonna say
remember
I
now.
thought
Fleetfoot
yeah.
drank one.
it was me. It's fine. I'm not feeling real magical, but I'll drink my last standard potion. 2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
We could take a short rest.
Short rest would be good because I'd get my inspiration back.
That is about an hour. So
They might find us though.
you would also understand
Nice.
that the locale is on high alert.
Well, then we should probably just keep pressing.
Okay.
Like, I would like to rest, but if the area's on high alert,
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, let's keep going.
Do you need
to
a
the
potion?
temple. I mean, if you got an extra one, I won't turn it down. But I'm.
Well, I mean, there weren't like 5 in the pack or anything. It came with the standard amount, so I don't have an extra one. But if you would like one,
What potion is Leaf buying from? What potion maker is Leaf purchasing shit from?
Sure, and I really hope it's the green violent one.
It
I hope
is-
you
at
get it
this
mixed
point,
up.
How many do you have? How many potions do you have in your?
how bad off
pouch?
are you actually?
I'm not awful, but I'm not doing great.
You can go ahead and give them on the scale. I'm totally fine. with it,
Okay,
by the way.
on a scale of 1 to 64, I'm at 40.
All right, I'll use a second level.
Yeah,
Second level?
Yeah, just for future reference, guys, because I'm also telling you like how they're looking rough and things. When you know that they're like below double digits, you can feel free to give that same description to one another.
Yeah, I'll just do a second level cure wounds on you.
Thanks.
So that's 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
2d8 plus 5, so 6, 7, 8, 5, 13.
Nice. Thank
Back
you.
to 53. It's a good heal. Leaf kind of leans over, pats you on the shoulder, and healing energy suffuses your form.
Cool. Let's do this.
Hate to see you lose your hair, man. That looks
I'd
horrible.
look like a troll.
Is that what those are?
Yep.
I thought they were just another version of you guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
Utah
Aren't there
boxes.
multiple colors and races? And like, do you all come in that particular shade?
Did you say shape or shade?
Shade.
Oh.
We don't.
come
I
in
mean,
this
I don't.
particular
We don't all
shape.
come in this shade, so I figured you didn't.
I mean, we're different. Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know that there are those of us that don't have hair. Those
Why
are
not? I
trolls.
see alley cats without hair all the time.
Well, that's mange.
Oh, that's right. They do look like you with mange.
I try to shove off his healing.
That's really
like, try
that
to
does really describe them.
brush
Actually,
off
I
his
thought it was
healing.
just hairless, but mange fits it perfectly. That's right. Yeah, let's go. Let's go get these guys.
Jesus Christ.
You did that to yourself.
Yep.
Okay. So you all exit these quarters, nimbly stepping over the dart trap. As you do so, and find yourself looking to your right. It seems as if the long hallway had a sharp turn to the left. Looking to your left, you see the hallway extends for a bit into a deep staircase that progresses further than your vision immediately can see. Everyone give me a perception check. Just knowing what you know.
We
I
did
think
not get a short rest in, correct?
No.
Okay.
Balasar rolled a 21, but Tiberon got a nat 20.
Perfect. 21, nat 20.
9.
9.
7.
Seven.
I'm still shaking it off.
Both of your exchange is continuing into the hallway. However,
Which,
Balas-
if you 9, I have to roll really low.
yeah, I was about to say like, damn, Leaf, damn.
Sorry, 23.
23. Okay, so you and Tiberon, as you emerge, are able to just shut out Leaf and Fleetfoot's bickering for long enough to hear.
No, really,
And
dude.
with, it's
Mange,
with,
that
it's
makes
with
perfect
rolls
sense.
like
I get
that. You hear a very low and dull chant, a hissing chant that seems to be coming from the down the stairway, and it's barely perceptible to both of you. But it's this very deep and guttural, just.
Looks like
Guys,
me
there's a
with
snake
mange. You
chanting
should-
ahead.
Did you hear what he?
What?
Did you hear what he
There's
said?
a snake chanting ahead.
At this point, I'll perk up and see if I can hear and understand, or if like moving forward.
So I would say moving forward, it'd take you a little ways to get into the stairwell where it kind of echoes and reverberates.
I don't. What snake chant are you talking about?
Give me a religion check.
Oh, I don't have one.
Because of comprehend languages. Actually, no. Straight religion check. It would have been with disadvantage, but or no, would have been
Tibbs
with
is going
advantage.
to
but
chime in and
straight
be like, no, it's right there. Listen.
So what kind of check?
roll. Religion
Oh, they
check.
didn't have tails, though. I guess they didn't look like you.
That would be a nat 20.
Okay, how are we going to do this?
That was an awesome roll, by the way.
You, in a moment of strange clarity, thinking back to what memories remain from the Yuan-Ti whose form you had assumed, you are able to tap into some of the most base religious beliefs of the Yuan-Ti. Beyond the fact that they consider themselves superior to all other beings, a transformed form of a human that has taken on these snake-like entities, worshipping things like Siktal and other more unsavory serpentine gods. But deep within the recesses of the memory, you're able to just barely make out, even with a natural 20. Barely make... What, by the way, what's the total? Natural 20 plus your religion.
24.
Okay. You're barely able to remember some deep ritualistic magics of empowerment. And that is what you would take away from these hissing.
Empowerment, as in people chanting, or that gives the power, or just
You would
all together.
You would surmise that it's related in that way. Yeah.
All right, so when we get in there, we gotta. There's gonna be some that are channeling some stronger power. We gotta take them out first.
Let's do it.
Somewhat.
Some.
Mange tabaxi without tails?
Yep.
Snakes.
Snakes. Oh, we're not there yet. Okay.
FYI, hearing this, Leaf Tiberon is losing his shit behind me laughing. He's gonna mage snakes without tails. I'm sorry, Leaf. Sorry. You look fantastic, Fleetfoot.
Well, of course he does. He doesn't have mange.
Are you gonna be on this mange thing for a
Yes, I really am. Let's go. You guys made so much noise. They know we're all here. You made it harder on me. I'm going to have a great time.
Tiberon, look at y'all. Do we want to try talking to them first, or are we going blazing?
while? I mean, they're pretty full of themselves and think they're the best. So
Wouldn't that lend us an advantage? If they already think we can't win, why would they just immediately begin attacking?
because we've killed a bunch of them so far.
We did do that.
There was that.
You're not wrong.
We should probably kill some more of them.
If you want, listen. I'm just putting the option out there.
I mean, we can try. I don't have my snake form anymore. That would have come in handy.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of not killing them? I mean, I hate to be the
Diderius.
good guy.
They
I
took
don't
over
know.
his. It's his tomb.
Well, do we want the dwarf alive?
Yeah.
Let me some information, or at least I want to be by. Oh, I haven't rested yet.
Wait, we're talking about the dwarf, not the snake. I thought we were killing snakes.
and Tyrone points to Fleetfoot. Didn't you say the dwarf was in the temple?
Yeah, they're holding him barely alive. There's a priestess keeping him alive. Are you saying we just fireball the whole thing, kill both of them, and
Well,
go?
no, but if we give them a chance to talk or realize that we're there, can't they just kill him to prevent us from getting him? So why don't we take them by surprise and kill them before they can kill him?
That's what I was saying. That's what there's some we got to target.
So this is actually important. It was in your memories that I mentioned before. They did not want Varram there. It was very much like we want him out.
He came in. Oh, and they thought he was foolish because he went to the pool, and then they just grabbed.
As they were using the magic that they thought were their own, they grabbed him for his arrogance, and then through some, you just got the feeling, and this is actually important because it was part of what you would have assumed, gathered. This particular Yuan-Ti you took the form of got the feeling that the instruction was they just want this thing gone. Right? Literally, it's fuck this guy.
Why
Have
haven't
him
they
leave.
killed him
We've
yet?
already nearly killed him. Like, what's he gonna do to us?
That's what I just don't understand why they have him. I mean, we came here because he's a Wyrmspeaker, yeah. His information might be good, or at least.
Well, then,
Believe me, I am forefront for the blow 'em all up plan.
yeah, but if we blow them all up, we don't get any information unless you can do that thing.
Well, I haven't rested, so I can't.
We can rest. I mean, if it takes an hour to be able to do this easily and just blow the place to smithereens. Because don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not sure that a lot of you can do things quietly.
Tyrone will look over. We haven't given you any reason to believe that, frankly.
I'm not good at quiet.
If we short rest, I'll feel better about a lot of things.
We can try.
And I can also use a song of rest.
Funny enough, I'll get all my spells back if we short rest.
Let's short rest then.
So you just, where are you guys?
But
gonna
I
do
can't
this?
do my.
No, Mantle of Whispers is a long rest. No, it's not a short rest. Fantastic.
Because I also have my song of rest where I play and everybody gains 1d8.
You're still resting.
That still counts.
Yeah.
And I get all my bardic inspiration back too.
Yeah, I imagine bards are like, I sang one day and that thing died. So I think you just kind of sitting and
It's like-
singing to yourself is just an
Okay.
extension of your bardic magic.
Do you need
Or
to
I
rest?
mock
Because
this kid
I
and
mean,
die.
or
We're
we
gonna-
could sit here and argue about it for an hour.
I mean, that also seems very
Likely.
likely.
Yes.
But
So
I would
let's
prefer.
duck back into this last room and
Remember to avoid the trap.
Okay, you're gonna go back into their living quarters.
Yeah.
Okay, and you take your long rest,
Short rest.
short rest, rather.
And I'm going to do my song of rest.
You got it.
Short rest. Okie dokie.
Jesus. Nope.
What is it?
do we get a short rest or do we all die?
I'm rolling like shit, so you're fine so far.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep, still rolling like shit. Okay, well, they all rolled lower than a 10. I'm hoping that doesn't continue.
I am. And I'll do the song of rest so everybody gets 1d8 back to
1d8 what? Or
healing.
not bonus hit points, just healing?
I believe it is just a bonus to whatever your hit dice that you use. So it's not a bonus to your hit points,
Okay,
it would
it's
be
just-
additional
We
healing.
can
Okay.
hear you regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending one or more hit dice.
Yep.
Each regains an extra 1d8.
Okay.
Okay. So, because apparently these Yuan-Ti are just can't hear for shit.
I know that none of them will be coming into this room for the next hour from my form.
Yeah, for sure. We'll call it that. Not
Okay,
that your
so
DM rolls like garbage.
I'm giving you an out.
I appreciate that, genuinely. Thank you.
So I
Okay.
can Mantle of Whispers. I got to be within 30 feet of him. So I'm all for the fireball. I can dimension door down.
So you keep his memories for as long as you want, because if somebody else, when we get him back to wherever, needs to question him.
I mean,
You will keep it until the
till
next
a long
long
rest. And I use it for an hour. But I gain all of his memories, which I feel would be pretty helpful.
For an hour until you sleep.
So, just so you know, like and mechanically, if you chose to not take a long rest, you would be risking
I
and then
could
gaining
still-
exhaustion, but you would still be able to utilize Mantle of Whispers.
Right.
However,
I would gain
exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Exhaustion's nothing to sneeze at, and you are a very long way away from Waterdeep.
Yeah.
So, do we need this guy to come back to Waterdeep, or do we need to take this guy out? That is what I'm questioning here.
If I Mantle of Whispers, I can turn into him like I did with the snake and gain all of his knowledge.
For 1 hour until you sleep. We are a
Well,
very
I
long way away
Keep
from
the knowledge.
The intrusive thoughts are mostly
Oh, I
flavor. Yeah.
To pass myself off
Yes.
as the person.
Yes.
I thought it was I just gain that knowledge.
And it's until it stops. The intrusive thoughts are mostly flavor on my part. So my apologies.
Reading comprehension is important for this. Let's blow the fucker up.
So we kill him and we don't bring him back to Waterdeep?
I mean,
Did we need to bring him back to Waterdeep? I don't particularly care. Those
I don't care.
I would say, Leaf, since you had bamfed out at this point, Balasar and Fleetfoot, just give me a quick intelligence check.
This discussion is happening on our short
8.
rest.
I figured that. 8,
Why did it just go back? It'd be like 19.
19. Fleetfoot, you would remember that Conrad Braun Anvil did express interest in sentencing Varram. Outside of that, that's just the one memory that seems to stick out to you. Balasar, you just remember, God, they talked a lot.
I mean, he wants to sentence him,
They
but
did.
like
They talked a lot.
the snakes want him gone. But how are we supposed to keep him under control to bring him back to Waterdeep?
Well, from what you're saying, he's not exactly in the best physical shape. Do we need to know what he knows or not?
We need to take him back to Waterdeep. Ideally.
Okay. Well, then the other side of that is, do we really need to take all of him back to Waterdeep, or do they have somebody there who could talk to like his head?
I don't know how to do that.
I mean, I think we kind of need him.
Okay, and that makes this fun. So try
the
not to hit the purple dwarf, and let's go do this.
I mean, the snakes don't want him, but we've sure argued about this a lot.
Easier just to blow it all up. But okay.
You want to blow it all up?
Of course I do, but
Then
if we're
let's
not
do
going to be allowed to,
I
so let's go try to keep the purple guy alive.
We'll do our best, but if he dies, like,
If he
can
dies,
take
I
his
call
body
purple
back.
Wyrmspeaker.
You call what?
I call purple Wyrmspeaker.
Okay.
Like if we're killing him anyway, and whoever kills him gets to take over. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna call that?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Confuse the hell out of the cult, man.
So we're not talking. We're just going in.
what's talking?
You can try to talk, but eventually he'll get bored, and then I'll just jump in.
Balasar. Eventually he'll get bored. All right, let me see if I can. I mean, they might let him go easily.
Okay, you go ahead and talk. Would you like us to stand behind you like bodyguards looking people, or
Well,
just
yeah,
stay
we're
out
all
of
in this
sight?
together. We're all in this together. Balasar at the back. We're all in this.
Sure, this is
Together.
believable. Dragonborn, half elf,
We're meat soup group.
Tapaxi,
Another half elf?
Mangy.
another half elf. We're coming for the dwarf. Just want to give him up. They'll think totally normal. It happens every day.
Yeah.
Great, let's do it.
All right. Gonna proceed on in.
We're gonna die. Let's go.
Okay. So you exit, once again, stepping past the dart trap, make your way down the long stairs, moving. By the way, for those of you listening, the looks of dread are incredible. Make your way. There's a sharp
is
right-hand
not gonna work
turn,
well.
and you will see the chamber open into a very large. In fact, let's actually take a look.
I'm glad we started moving forward.
What was your timer at? Nothing.
It was at like 2 more minutes, and then he was gonna just leave on his own.
Okay. Okay, so what is the marching order?
I'm first.
I'll go
Yes,
second.
you are.
Okay, so as you all emerge into this room, you would see that it is very long. There are torchlights along these hallways that are kind of illuminating the dark space. There are a series of columns, and then at the very end there is a raised pedestal. Inside of this room you would see
Jesus fuck.
See, aren't you glad we didn't just blow them up? For those of you listening at home, there's a shitload of these.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Would have been way easier if you just let me kill the dwarf too.
I'm not ruling out killing the dwarf.
you would see a number of figures. There are some of the Yuan-Ti that are similar in size that you've seen before, but the one at the altar seems to be more heavily decorated and has the form of a female. On the top of the altar, that is about 10 feet up, not illustrated well here in this map, my apologies, about 10 feet up, this is the only place the chamber is actually about 20 feet in height. On the altar sits a dwarf looking beaten, battered, and bruised, wearing purple robes. The Yuan-Ti priestess, as you make her out to be, is holding a strange dagger to the dwarf's throat as you enter the room. You also notice two massive, mostly snake-like entities, and then there are two individuals there next to the priestess doing that deep, low chant.
Do they speak a different language?
That's an excellent point, because do you all enter the room?
I'm way back here.
I mean, with no weapons, like, I will just walk in with hands up.
Okay. You walk into the room. The entities take notice of
Nope.
your effect.
I'll stay out back.
Follow.
The entities take notice of your presence. The chanting continues. You notice that all of them with their beady yellow eyes, with their narrow slits, begin to look at you. There's flexing and the sound of crackling scales as they are moving about, shifting their armor and weaponry. The priestess at the top, sitting on top of the altar, holding the dwarf with the dagger to its throat, looks at us. What are you doing in our home? You come here and attack us, but why? Is it for this one? And you see her just hold the dagger even closer to the unconscious form of this dwarven individual. Bald at the top, long, kind of like a friar tuck look, with longer hair on the sides, beard that is disheveled, purple robes that are ripped and torn in places, bruises all throughout the body. What is it that you want from us? We do not wish this violence.
We lesser beings came to take this one back so that he may be tried by our people.
This one seeks the magics of the pool. We do not wish him here.
So let us take him.
She looks at you. Make a persuasion check.
Ooh. Okay. Hopefully. That would be a 31.
Okay. She looks at you, then looks around at the other individuals in your group. You may take him, but only if you leave and promise not to harm any more of our people here, and tell no one of our location.
Of course.
This one's soul has left his body. It will be returned to him when he leaves the vicinity. And she just kind of nudges the dwarven individual.
Boy, I kind of want the magic in the pool now.
What's the magic in the pool?
It's the divination.
Oh.
He sought the magics in the pool. You all have sought it as well?
She looks at you for a moment.
I know you've made sacrifices.
Our intentions with the pool are our own. You have seen our sacrifices.
And Diderius is not real happy about it.
Somebody should go pick the body up
I'll
so
turn
we
and look
can
at
leave.
Balasar. You want to grab him while we're...
As you progress, you see the two larger Yuan-Ti just kind of stand a little bit more at attention. The chanting is still continuing, just this ever-present low, deep.
I'll sheath one sword.
You shink. They seem still very much at attention as you progress, walking towards the altar. As you approach, you get to about 15 feet away, and she says, "Stop!" And she pushes the body of the dwarf, and it rolls down about the 5 foot in front of you, this limp form of the dwarf.
I'll kind of slowly, cautiously approach one sword up and kind of grab by the collar and start pulling backwards.
Her eyes never leave yours. The other two chanting individuals, you notice at this point, eyes closed, hands raised, strange greenish energy emanating from both of their palms, and you notice that the siphon seems to be disappearing towards the rear of the room.
All right, we promise not to harm any of your people, but your safety relies on ours. Your people harm us, bets are off.
We are not wishing a fight.
Then you will leave us alone as we exit.
You brought it on us. Please, now leave.
Don't hurt anybody, but if they hurt you, hurt them back. Let's go.
Just be careful with the pool. And turn and make our way out.
You hear silence as the shifting and the slight clanging of metal. Balasar dragging the unconscious form of the
After I get
dwarf.
back to the wall, I'll shoulder him.
You just give me a strength check.
Should we fireball him?
I'm going to try again after I drop him.
You just his head kind of
Throw
clatters
the
against
second punch, Fleet. Second punch.
Hit
Better.
them back first.
Yes.
23.
23. After you all see Balasar drag the unconscious form of who you assume to be Varram behind him as you reach the entryway. All eyes still trained on you, the chanting still taking place behind you. He then attempts to pick Varram up, and his shoulder gets caught on the door frame, and the dwarf smacks into the ground like a sack of potatoes. He then fireman carries the dwarf over the shoulder, blood trickling from the head.
That was Butch.
He was heavier than I thought he was going to be. Which is weird because I was just dragging him for like 30 feet.
You didn't notice?
He's a dwarf.
Tyrone looks like a pile of rocks.
All right, so we're getting out of here.
Yeah, we could go back and kill everyone. If you guys like that pool so much,
We're
but
getting out of here.
okay.
All right.
Leave. Yeah.
If I didn't get to do it the first time, we're not doing it.
Just made a promise. They have to hit me, and then I can blow the shit up.
All right. You all continue making your way out of the...
Yeah.
Okay. It's a familiar pathway. You make your way back. Balasar, as you approach the bridge, given the awkward
Please don't drop him.
form you're carrying, I'd like for you to just give me a basic acrobatics check
Please don't
to maintain your balance while on the bridge.
He has wings.
20.
20. You are able to nimbly see the slip and loose portions of the wooden bridge as you walk across the steep chasm, and are just barely able to avoid some of the more yeah, you can just throw that away, that's filament excess. Barely able to avoid tripping and falling 120 feet
Perfect.
with your charge.
Makes a good point. He has wings, though.
You all continue out back through the secret door, through the massacre you have left in the open room.
You know, you're right. We do leave a very distinctive mark.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell. I saw this. I was like, that's that blade thing that he does. Which, by the way, I totally think in my head Penny from Ruby when you do that.
Makes sense.
Continuing out, you hear a very hushed exhale as you leave Diderius' sarcophagi behind you, moving through his space. The sentinel sarcophagi, 6 placed on the walls, 3 on one side, 3 on the other, as you exit his final resting place. Making your way back through the divination pool. Anything else that you'd like to do in the tomb?
Can I sacrifice him at the divination pool?
What?
Can I sacrifice him at the divination
I
pool?
thought the whole point was to bring him.
I mean, yeah, but we're here.
I mean, I was just gonna go to like the town crier when we got home to tell everyone where this was, but
Tell everyone where this is?
yeah,
Why?
seemed like a good idea.
With the snakes?
Because Balasar breaks promises.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
All right, well, let's keep going.
I had this perfect vision of Balasar just being like, "Yep, motherfucking dwarf over the shoulder." Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's why.
literally,
because
that's what I'm planning on doing.
we told him we wouldn't hurt him.
You guys said it. I just went and grabbed the guy.
Once we get... No. I really want to sacrifice him at the pool, but...
As you're at the pool, just give me a basic Arcana check.
If you sacrifice him at the pool, we're going back in there to kill everyone.
I didn't say we weren't.
Why are you just killing everything that we collect?
16.
Looking at the pool and your previous knowledge, you would recognize it takes a pretty monumental sacrifice of something dear to you.
I love him.
Do you, though?
I mean, it's just that role, right? Like, based on your previous role.
All right, let's keep going. Please don't tell everyone about this.
About what?
Exactly.
Oh, you mean like the whole lizard den here?
Yeah, that's not... They're not...
You don't
they're
want people to know
snakes,
you were going to
they're
sacrifice him
Yuan-Ti.
at the divination pool?
I'd prefer that.
Let's go.
Okay, so you continue continue out of the tomb. Did either of you want to stop back into the throne room where your offerings were?
I'm not messing with it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go back and take all my money back.
All your money, all 1 copper?
Yeah, all my money, because now the money that my money's touching is also mine.
Can we...
I literally only mentioned it because it was something that you mentioned at the end of last session.
No.
So I would feel bad and remiss not
We're
bringing it
leaving. We're leaving.
I forgot about it genuinely, so we're good.
up. Okay. It takes you very little time, given that you all leave just one hand touching the head. Just I can't. No.
There is a good chance I'm resigning when we get back to Waterdeep, just so you know.
You have a manservant now. How are you going to pay to keep him around?
I can get another job. You guys might have an issue.
I'm a bard.
Hey,
I got
we're-
no issues.
We're a reputable mercenary group. We'll have no problem getting a job.
We're professionals.
Okay. Okay.
Technically, that is correct. You do get paid to perform a service.
And technically correct is the best kind of correct.
yes, you technically are professional.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know what your Yelp reviews look like, though.
Tyrone looks over. What's Yelp?
It's whenever...
Sorcerer thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Sorcerersonly.com.
I think that's a different kind of website.
Moving on.
It's what town criers do when they get a review of something. They Yelp it. And say, never mind.
Meat soup group is great, everyone.
Literally, Tyrone looks at you. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Understood. It's canon. Town
And there it
criers
is.
officially Yelp.
That's what it's
That's where
called.
the Yelp reviews come from.
Yep, that is literally
Meat Soup Group,
that is
1
now
star.
canon for campaign 1. Town criers Yelp.
Yuan-Ti say they are not trustworthy. 1 star.
Would
Spilled our
not
base's
hire
secrets.
them again.
He's sad he wasn't able to come out to play.
Oh, I'm not sad
We
about
gave him our sacrifice, and he then told everybody where we lived.
Okay, so you all make your way out of the
Once-
temple, moving past the. Unless there's something else that you'd like to do.
that. I mean, once we get out of the temple, I'm going to whip out the
Or
flying
tomb,
carpet.
rather. Okay, so you make your way out of the tomb, past those 2 statues, one bearded man, the other quite young. Take out the flying carpet, set it on the ground. You all.
Stew.
It picks up all of your forms fairly easily. What would you all like to do?
I want to get this fucker back to Waterdeep as quickly as possible.
Is he dying?
Is he
He's
alive now,
bleeding.
or do I need to cast stuff on him?
Okay. One of you give me medicine check with advantage.
Mine's a +3. What's yours?
0.
So let me do it.
Hold on.
So, since Leaf and Balasar
Mine's a
asked, it's
+3.
one of those. So, Leaf, give me a medicine check with advantage.
18.
Looking at his form, you check his pulse. He's simply unconscious and looks to be...
I would have rolled an 18 too.
He looks to have been beaten to shit.
You're the reason we have a 1-star Yelp review. Shut up.
I just want to kill it, guys.
I'm just trying to kill something.
Balasar, most
Balasar
violent
smash,
part.
motherfucker. We gonna kill that shit.
I asked to see the manager, and he blew me up.
Balasar, please no. Balasar, please. So
Valley, please.
you getting back to it. You all look at Leaf. You look at the form of Varram and see that he is beaten to shit, bruised, bloodied, one eye kind of swollen shut, but detect no lack of soul. Just an individual on the edge of unconsciousness, and
Make sure he has a soul.
a long rest would do him well, or
Once we
some
got
healing.
out.
Yeah, but like.
He's not dying.
But does he have a soul?
They said it was going to come back once
Well,
we
that's a
left.
philosophical question, but yeah, there's something in there.
It's that.
But I mean, I don't want to have to like fly all the way back here if we like when he wakes up. And
he's
doesn't
just
have a soul.
unconscious.
He's just unconscious.
Let's vamos. I don't want this dude waking up while
I
we
can
have
wake him up if you want to. but
I just said.
then let's go. Why are you still asking questions?
I'm flying the carpet the whole time.
All right,
I'm
you-
just fucking beelining for Waterdeep.
Okay, so in this
Still
case,
bitter about
I
our
will
reviews,
say,
man.
Who's going to lead? Since you know the pathway, I will say, and you remember the best routes, it's going to take you about 2.5 days to make it back.
He will
to
wake up before
the
2.5 days
Borstar
are
Bridge.
over.
Settlement.
Not if we keep knocking him out.
My man.
But then we won't know if he has a soul.
You guys ride the line of murder hobo.
The
like-
same way that you
job.
get fine after sleeping for 8 hours, he's going to be fine tomorrow after sleeping for 8 hours.
So tie him up. Put him in the bag of holding. Do something.
Put him
There's
in a
no
bag
air
of
in the
holding, will
bag of
kill him
holding.
too.
I don't. I'm just flying to Waterdeep.
You're flying to Waterdeep?
No. Just
I'm-
flying
I'm
straight
curious
there.
if you know how to get there. That's
Right.
where I'm at.
South.
Nope, that's
not
to
the
Om.
direction.
That is literally the fucking exact
That-
opposite
that-
direction.
Like west.
It's like a northwestern flight.
Yeah.
Balasar would know this.
Hey, wait,
That's
whoa, whoa, whoa!
about-
You got to
that's-
turn around.
That's about it. Since he was the only one who looked at the goddamn map before you guys got teleported.
Are you going to tie him up or what?
By the way, we gotta go this way.
Oh,
I would say that
put the blinker on. The
I would
tassel.
say that heading back to Borscar Bridge, you would know that.
By the way,
So-
can you identify this potion?
Are you gonna drink it?
No,
Okay.
no. Just
So
can
you
you
are-
identify it? It's delicious.
Let me know what it does.
All right. I need you to roll
No.
46 6 times.
Wait, am I just
drop-
rolling a new character?
Drop the lowest number for each.
So we're because we
I meant to cast identify on it, but okay, if that's what you want to do.
Would you like to cast Identify?
yeah. I mean we got travel
Are you
time
doing it as a ritual? Or are you?
because the carpet's going. Like I don't have to maintain.
Once the direction is set,
It
you
goes.
It's
Like cruise control.
Yes,
Nice.
you've hit your cruising altitude.
But safer, as there aren't 50,000 carpets on the air.
Yet.
Well,
Wait till next year.
First of all, I just love that that's a conversation. I have to interject for a minute. I love there are 50,000 carpets in the air.
Traffic's not too bad right now.
it's not rush hour.
Look at that.
This is Tiburon bringing you traffic on the 1s and 3s in the skyways.
Tibbs, how does
to
traffic
Borscar-
look up there?
It's looking pretty nice there, Fleetfoot. My apologies, gentlemen. Back in.
Okay.
Um,
So my concern is that he's gonna wake up and be able to start regaining enough of his power to get away. So
I can
is
have
tying
the
him
hilt of my sword waiting, and we can still time up.
Jesus Christ.
just keep repeatedly knocking him unconscious.
Just every 8 hours.
I sincerely hope that none of our captors ever capture us.
They will.
They're gonna get you back. How about we just tie him up and gag him?
Yeah, I mean, I guess most components would be vocal.
Unless he's a warcaster like me.
Vocal, material, semantic. You need to either be able
Tie
to
him
move your
up, yep.
hands, speak, or
Tie him up,
get
bag his hands,
something.
gag him. I would like to tie him up, bound his hands, and gag him.
Okay.
Just don't use the bag of holding as the hood, because that'll kill him.
Don't worry. Yeah, no, it's fine. I,
I
use the bag
just-
of holding.
Feel the need to clarify that.
No, he's good. I use the bag of holding. What?
We'll just put his feet in the bag of holding.
And then make our
Slip to his
way
neck.
back to the
Okay.
bridge.
So he is tied.
I would just like to secure him and put a hood over him, and he doesn't need to know where he's going. Just needs to know when he gets there.
All right, that works. So you all fly and settle down the first night back in the similar campsite you were able to locate where you stayed the first night. And you all, would you like to take watches?
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
I'll take the last one.
Should we tie him to a stake?
I mean, we should probably keep him.
I'd
from
rather
moving.
eat. Oh, like a wooden steak.
Yeah.
I-
like-
okay.
Yeah.
It's like time to a steak. What the what
Our
is the
food
matter
got
with you,
ruined,
Valley?
remember?
It's totally normal.
Yeah, I mean his arms and feet are bound. He's got a hood on him, and he's
We
not
should still tie him to a tree.
eaten or drank anything. I'll
Tie
just
him to a tree. Something stable.
None of us.
I'll
That's for
freaking
sure.
tie him to me.
Leaf, getting a little bit exasperated between the banter, just pulls out his rope, ties it around to, and the hands tied behind the back, ties that to the leg. I would imagine, just to have a connection to it.
Yeah, just like around the waist.
Okay, that
there.
makes me comfortable.
Okay.
This is how you're gonna travel tomorrow, though. I'm gonna hang you off the carpet tied to me.
Like cans on a just married. Just
I want your wings out though, so we can have you as a kite behind the
That'll-
whole thing.
That'll
Just
only work
successive
for 10
strength
minutes.
checks. Just. How you doing, Balasar?
Balasar, close your wings. The drift is too bad.
So, there we go. We can rest now. And
Okay. So, are you guys taking shifts in terms of watches? Okay.
Yeah.
Who would like to do? Just kind of give me. It will take all four of you.
First, second, third,
and then Tyrone will go four. It'll be the last one.
or last.
I'll be last.
You're It'll be last?
That-
Okay.
Oh, we have a
Tibbs
Tibbs too. Okay.
What? Yeah,
Tips will go
Tibbs.
third.
Okay. So whoever's first, give me your perception check, please.
20.
20? Okay. Looking around, you have nestled in a pretty safe location. There is some strange rustling and the hooting of different wildlife in the vicinity, but your watch seems to pass without any sort of intrusion. It is during your watch that you see the kind of shifting of the kind of grunting of this dwarven individual. And as you see him awaken and look at you awake and just kind of look at his.
He has a hood on his.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
see him awaken and just kind of the hood kind of go like crazy. And just you watch him a heavy sigh, and then slump and just kind of fall over, and followed by snores.
Okay.
With your passive insight, this individual has resigned himself to his fate.
That's fine.
Makes me feel that. I don't know that though.
Next watch,
17.
17. You now notice the less limp and breathing peacefully form of this individual. Leaf, would you have pointed out that the prisoner awoke during your transition?
He's tied to me. I got him.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
not. He's gonna want to kill him if he's awake. So.
That is fair. Passes that event. Nothing strange.
I
Seems
don't
to.
notice that he's like awake or is
He
sleeping.
he is sleeping soundly, less limp, more just kind of studious sleeping,
Okay,
if that is a thing. I am studiously sleeping. He is studiously sleeping.
I see.
Next up would be Tiberon.
17.
Oh wow, both 17s. His watch passes without any real event. And lastly, Fleetfoot.
18.
18? Yeah, it's bonkers. Fleetfoot, on your watch, you don't notice anything in the immediate vicinity. But as the sun begins to rise, and you're looking through the canopy, you do, however, notice what seems to be a large shadow. You would assume it's just kind of a cloud passing overhead that seems to, in fact, give me a nature check. But a shadow seems to briefly pass over your group fairly quickly, and then proceed
10.
in a fast-moving cloud, is what you would imagine it would be. Proceeding overhead and flying in the same general vicinity, or moving in the same general vicinity as your
Definitely
travel.
not a dragon.
Definitely not a cloud castle.
Definitely not a cloud castle. You would recognize that thing on a fucking snap. Skyreach, what are you doing here? We left you on the other fucking side of the continent.
There you are. Wow, you make great time.
Making good time.
What kind of gas mileage does that thing get?
You right?
3.
3.
Stop. Refill. All right. You all awaken. As you do
There's some
so,
fast-moving clouds this morning.
kind of as you all awaken in the following morning, you kind of come to.
Is that a long rest?
It is a long rest, so all of you have the benefits of a long rest, as does your captive. When you all stir, you see the small but stocky dwarvish form kind of and just kind of sit up and just look around with the hood over his head.
He has not been fed or given water.
Nope.
He's good for another 2 days.
I'm not giving him anything.
Okay.
So-
But very obviously awake.
Yeah, sitting up, just kind of
Tied to leaf.
tied to leaf and just
Get out
unmoving.
the carpet, saying very little.
All right. Do you direct the individual to get on the?
No, I forcibly move him, and I suggest dealing with this until we drop you off.
You literally see a shrug, and he just kind of stumbles up onto the carpet. No resistance.
Yeah, except we can push him off. Let's go.
Perfect. Stu.
Carpet takes off, and you all continue. You are able to make your way back into the Borskar Bridge settlement by what would be the equivalent of about 3 in the afternoon. No. You still have another day's worth of travel. My apologies. He looks at his notes because it was a 2-3 day journey, and it took
I
you
think
2.
it was like
You're
day
right.
and a half.
Because of the travel that you guys made last time and the checks and the path that you've chosen, it would be right at about dusk. You guys make your way back and see Borskar Bridge in the distance. Would you like to continue back into the village, or what is your plan?
How far do we have to take this guy?
Back to Waterdeep.
All the way to Waterdeep?
Yeah, but don't we just have to get to the village and then we teleport?
Does the teleport get us back?
Did we not have a way back to Waterdeep when we left Waterdeep?
I thought we
I
just had to
player
wait.
no I
So you would know that when Dathana and Laerol sent you on your way, they did also provide you, Fleetfoot, and I don't know if it ever made it into your inventory, with a scroll of teleport.
because I had missed that session, right?
Yes.
And I didn't listen to the podcast.
Yes, it was a scroll of teleport
Okay.
that was provided to you.
Also, I don't think it's in my inventory. Yeah, we can go back. Sorry, silly me.
Well, then why did... Why-
It's okay. We just had to get to the bridge for the teleport scroll to work. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we had to
It's
get back
just
here.
fine.
We
It's
had to get
just
back
fine.
to where.
I know I'm a fighter.
Yep. Nope. It's just fine. Why don't you go ahead and read that scroll and get us back? Yep. So glad we came all the way back here.
I don't think it's in my inventory.
Must have been a teleport circle. It had to be a teleport circle. Couldn't have
This
just been a
bullshit.
teleport scroll.
So we could have just blown him up and gone.
Right? It's a teleport circle that you have there.
Yeah.
We have to get back
We have
to
to
the
get back
circle.
to where we teleported in at.
Okay. Okay.
It's not.
I'm
in
crying.
Okay.
Whoo. Okay.
So we're using that scroll now?
there. Well, are we back to where we teleported in yet?
So are you going to land and teleport, or are you just going to try to bamf from the sky?
Nope.
No,
We
we're
should
gonna
get back
land
to
where
that
we came.
exact spot that
Yeah.
we came in, just to make sure
I'm
this scroll
running
works
full
properly.
speed ahead.
Because you never know how those tricky guys at Waterdeep could be. They might just not let you If you were a mile off of where you showed
That's-
up, you
we
might
don't
end up
know.
a mile off when you get back. You
We
never
don't
know.
Oh, Jesus, I'm crying. Oh, God.
Do you remember where we
Fleetfoot?
exactly?
Yeah, I actually do. Right over here. And I just put us down right here in this circle of little mushrooms here, this fairy circle. Yep.
I
this was-
thought that was it. I'll pull out the scroll of teleporting.
Tybron kind of picks up. Actually, this is where I found you when you guys just kind of appeared.
Yes.
So,
See?
if you, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
things.
I know. I'm glad we agree.
Yeah.
Alisar is just pissed in the corner.
It makes sense because teleport circle is a much easier spell to put on a scroll than actual teleport is. So
Yeah.
I understand why we would have to come back here.
Absolutely.
Why don't you read the spell?
So, I will.
I'm going to pull it out and hold it upside down at first, just to piss him off a little bit more.
Oh, Jesus H. I'm going to ask you to give me an Arcana check just to see how closely you land to your desired destination.
Oh, this should be good.
Because teleport is a spell that is higher level than what you can cast.
18?
It's
18.
almost a 20.
Okay, that's fine. The DC was an 18.
It's
So-
because we came back right to where we teleported in at.
So,
I would imagine you would have a better chance of it right there.
you all see Fleetfoot take out the scroll. Leaf, you notice immediately that it is upside down, and Fleetfoot turns it over. With
Sorry, no, I got this.
Yeah.
He really has no idea how that works.
It's fine. I do this all the time.
Oh my God, I'm hurting. And you begin to read the incantation, and this teleportation circle appears around you, and you feel the familiar tug behind your navel as you all are yoinked through through space, and find yourselves feet clattering in front of the Cauldron Keep, once again in the front lawn location. As you arrive, you all immediately notice
How did I get the teleport scroll? I wasn't here.
we got a podcast, man.
You're the talker.
You notice immediately Daxio is tending to your steeds that are inside the stable immediately behind you. While the keep itself seems a little bit clean, it is dusk still. Actually, no, this would be about 2 hours prior to dusk, given the time that you've traveled and the distance and time zones of the continent itself. You gained 2 hours. And
Even though we spent a day and a half flying. It's fine.
yeah, you didn't gain a day in 2 hours. You just gained 2. You would also all recognize Leaf, I think, is the only person who... Leaf and Tybron are the only two who I think would have gone and gathered food because they have that ability. Balasar and Fleetfoot, it has been 2 days since you've eaten. You are very hungry.
Do we have dungeons in our keep?
You do, actually.
I think we should put him in the dungeon.
I think we should take them down there.
Aren't there
and
like
put 'em
cool
in a dungeon.
cells that were in there?
You have 3 cells.
Yeah.
In the rightmost tower of the keep, you would enter. The bottom level would be a... you can refer to the photos that were uploaded into our group. The bottom level would be a larger pantry and kitchen, as well as a storage room. And then down a set of stairs, you find a 3-celled room, as well as a desk for any clerical work one would like to do inside of a dungeon itself. But they are 3 fairly roomy cells.
All right, on my way down there, I'm going to ask Dax if he would have somebody bring me water for our prisoner here and put him in a cell.
He'll be like, absolutely. I see you have brought not a friend?
Nope, not at all.
Understood. So a lot of water or a little water?
No, just enough to keep him alive.
Perfect, a little water. And you see Daxio kind of run off back to the kitchen.
I'm headed straight to the kitchen.
Walking into the kitchen, you see Joannelle, the half-orcish woman, kind of working away. And it's good to see you made it back.
Good to see you.
Um,
We're all really hungry.
I've made a bunch of meat soup.
2 days. Oh, yay.
Since you
Meat
told me
soup?
not to call it stew, I've made a bunch of meat soup.
Carpet starts going.
She sees you struggle, and she just kind of, not really understanding what's taking place, just,
Only call it meat soup.
I've made meat soup.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
We haven't eaten 2 days.
All right. I expect to hear the harrowing tale myself.
Sure, after I'm done eating.
And she just kind of, boom, an entire cauldron, if you will, of stew, and sets it in front of you. and pours it into, ladles it into large bowls and brings you both. Hope you don't mind, but I've got a little bit of ale for you as well.
Thank you
Tiburon
so
has
much.
followed you in here and is just kind of looking around this space.
Yeah, this is my house.
Welcome to my crib.
As I'm stuffing my face.
So, okay. And you just see him grab a bowl from the pantry and scoop up out of the cauldron and just kind of begin sipping it
He
himself.
killed his dad twice.
What? Nope. He just continues eating. Leaf, as you place, do you have any particular preference of which cell you're going to place Varram in?
Where's the desk compared to it?
So,
Like,
as
I
you,
just want to be able to sit at the desk and.
absolutely. So, as you walk down the stairs, you would know that the 3 cells are on the left-hand side lining. They're about 10 feet by 5 feet. And then immediately across there is a slight wall that has a bookshelf on it facing the opposite direction, and the desk is seated with a clear view of all 3 cells.
Then the middle cell.
Okay, got it. So you just kind of throw them in, go and find the keys easily located, and lock the door.
I'm just gonna cop a squat right there. Whenever Dex gets back, I'm gonna ask him to send a messenger to who did we need to get this guy to?
I would think it's safe to say you could just send it to the Lord's Alliance,
So
but
I'll send a message to the Lord's Alliance to have them meet us here immediately.
absolutely. Dax would arrive back, and he's just, brought a little bit of water. And you see he literally has a ladle full of water.
Perfect. I can even feed it to him.
Would you like me to, or?
No, actually, if you could do one more thing, and not necessarily you, but if you could just have somebody around to get a message to the Lord's Alliance and have them meet us here.
Anyone specific? No, I'll just send it to the chambers.
Just to the chambers, because I don't want just one of them showing up.
I'll include that in the message.
Yeah.
And he has this smirk over his face. I'll make sure. I know. Yes.
Thank you.
I know exactly who to send. And he
Thanks,
just kind of sprints away. He hands you the ladle filled with just enough water, and you look that Daxio has a sense of humor. There's just enough water.
That's perfect. I'll feed it to this dwarf. But
Do you remove the hood from
I
his?
don't let him get eyes, but I do.
He just kind of shuffles his neck down to where the scraggy beard and the mouth appears, and he just kind of, with the gag, you pour the water into the gag, and he just, and you hear like a sigh of relief as he just kind of begins to suck the gag dry from the water that has made it there. You gentlemen do not even think about it right now. And Daxio has then made his way away. Anything you'd like to do in the meantime?
Nope. Just as soon as I'm done giving him the water, I'm just gonna say it'll be over soon, and I shut the door and lock it behind him.
Got it. He just kind of, you hear
And then I'm just gonna sit there and make sure he does not
you got
get
it.
out.
You hear a grunt of like, "Ugh." He leans back. You two are eating. I would say that you've kind of been shoveling food down in this time. Anything else that you'd like to do? It's going to take a little while for Daxia to run that message all the way up to the cow.
Mostly, I'm down there to make sure that they don't kill him.
That's fair.
Come down. Oh, hey. You're down
no,
here.
I got this. We're good.
Are you sure?
I'm 100%.
Do you want me to bring you some food or something?
No, I can conjure food. Don't worry. He steps out of that box, he dies.
Will you let me know if that's going to happen?
If he gives me enough time to send you a message, yes. If not, he just dies.
Invite me afterwards then.
Don't worry. I'll remember it very well and make an illusion of the whole thing for you.
Oh, you're the best.
Okay. So I would say that it takes approximately about 2-ish hours for until all of you hear the clattering of a group of individuals making their way back. Specifically, Balasar, Tiburon, and Fleetfoot would notice from the windows at the first level of the keep. Actually, second levels, because you're in the kitchen. The windows from the second level of the keep. Back. So you'd be able to see, looking through out of the common hall, you would see a group of about 5 individuals approaching. 2 that you recognize right off the bat, or 3 that you recognize right off the bat. Uldur Ravengard, Laerl Silverhand, and Dathana begin making their way.
These council people.
Yes.
Gross.
These are the people that wanted this guy.
You also notice the familiar form of someone you have not seen in a long period of time. The auburn-haired, scraggy-bearded, plate-wearing form of Onthar Froom, making his way, hand on the shoulder of the surly dwarven gentleman, Conrad Braunanvil, making their way. Yeah, it is. That's a throwback, guys. Deep cuts.
Way back.
Deep cuts.
That's a couple months back.
Yeah, making their way towards as they approach the entryway, you kind of hear some muffled conversation over Conrad. Well, if they really have him, I can't wait to fucking punch him right in the nose. And then they approach the doorway, and you see Dathana poke right in. Gentlemen, may we? Hello.
Come on into the kitchen.
See, let us all go. And you
Get
hear,
your punching hand ready.
You hear Conrad. Oh, I knew I fucking like these people. And you hear Ulder go, all right, calm your ass down there. We got to see him first. And they all make their way inside, poking their head into the kitchen, saying, so...
I'm going to fill up my ale before we leave. Take it with me.
Draw analysis. Would you like to have two?
No, I'll keep one hand free.
Well, isn't Leaf down there as well? You think he might want one?
That's some good thinking. I will.
She gives you a hearty wink, and her half-orcish form pours you another pint. And you, Balthazar? What about for our
You
guests?
better top me off. Yeah, and if they want around, absolutely.
Conrad, do you have any Dwarvish stout? I think I have something just for you. And she pours a very deep liquid. The rest, older. I'm all right, thank you though. It's totally fine. I'll be okay as well. Nothing for me. Yes, I'm fine. And at which point, Ontharr. Well, boys, it seems as if you've made an excellent impression, and I got here just in time. So, shall we go see your men in waiting?
So Leaf will definitely be sitting there with his feet propped up on the desk and whittling.
All right, you got it.
And I'm going to finish one of my 2 ales before I leave the kitchen.
Absolutely. You sharing it? Set it
Just
on
set the cup down and start drinking out of the second one.
Seems fair.
Figured that was happening.
Yeah,
You can conjure food. You can conjure ale.
I was like, there's no way he's going to bring
He
it
can
to me.
conjure ale.
No, I'm very pointedly finishing it before we leave. Okay.
All right, so you make your way into the second tower of the keep, and in the meantime, Dathana just gently, kind of like, I hope your trip went well. You all seem totally, although you're missing one of your number.
He'll be back.
Did anybody get that coin?
Yeah,
Yes.
we picked it up.
I will say that I'll put it in your inventory, Balasar. It is going to be, you'll see it labeled as as Joaquin's coin.
Okay.
Is what you see it
What
labeled
was
as.
that potion?
Oh, yeah. We never found out what that potion was that I identified.
Did you identify?
Yeah, with the ritual.
Okay, so I'll say kind of retroactively, you would find that as a potion of poison. And you can add that to your inventory if
You
you
should have
wish.
let me drink that.
If you want to
I have poison
you actually
resistance.
can add it to your inventory, just a potion of poison. And
Okay.
add it to
I
your-
don't really have much use for it, but all right. I'll put
Not for nothing, but I also have that ring that was poison resistance that I forgot about.
Absolutely, you do have. Oh, you can add that to your inventory too if you'd like.
No, I mean, like, I had it when I was taking poison damage from the snakes.
Oh yeah,
I
so it'd
didn't.
been.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but I was
Super
like,
rich.
now that I've said it out loud,
Remind me of that in the future, though.
now that I've said it out loud, I hopefully won't forget.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's
Yeah,
important.
it's in my
Remembering your items, guys.
inventory.
Just like spells, super important. Eldritch Strike.
Hey, I used it once.
You did. I'm proud. You hear the clattering sound of a number of individuals making their way down into the dungeon cells area.
Leave, we're on our way.
Emerging first is Tiberon, followed quickly by Balasar and Fleetfoot, and then from behind them you see the same forms that you've seen through your familiar's eyes, but now seeing them first in person, of your grandmother, Dathana. Seeing you, she just kind of nods and smirks to herself as she makes her way downstairs. Laerol, who gives you a gentle wave of just kind of welcoming and then a hearty smile. Marshall, Ulder Ravengard looks, howdy Leaf, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. We got Ulder, we have Ontharr Froom here. And Ontharr goes, pushes past Ulder. It's great to see you again, Leaf. It's been a long time. Were you able to find everything in the cloakwood? You left rather quickly last time.
Yep, found everything just fine. Also found something else for you guys. That's more why I'm here.
And you hear, let me through here, you stupid fucking bastards. All right. I don't mean it. I'm just excited. And pushing out from behind this group of individuals, see the stout, stocky form of Conrad Braun Anvil, clad in his splint mail armor, deep brown beard reaching to his belly, long hair flowing over his side, deep bushy eyebrows. Pushing forward, he looks at you, Leaf, this unrestrained grin on his face. All right, Leaf. Point me in the direction of that bastard. If you wouldn't mind. I'd really like to punch him in the face. Is that all right?
It's
Yeah. Varram.
Yeah, he's...
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you have the keys to the cell? I can't really fit in my fist. It's pretty stocky.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Why did we
that's-
bring him all the way back just for him to get punched, though? I thought
Oh,
we were
I'm not
going to
gonna
ask
kill
him
him.
questions.
Not yet, at least. I just want to punch him in the
He
face
just
real
wants to
quick.
punch him. It's not gonna kill him.
And you see this crazy glee-filled look.
Do you
want to
punch him first?
Well, if I wanted to punch him, I would have punched him already.
If you'd
Oh.
like to, it's fine. We're forming a line. You can be at front. I'll even give you that. You brought him back.
He just wants to punch him, and then they're gonna get on with
All
the
right,
rest of
I'm
it.
just saying, if we're just going to kill him when we get back here, it's going to be a lot easier just to kill
Oh
him
no,
when
no,
we're
no!
there
We're
next
not going
time.
to kill him
So-
now.
We're
No.
not killing him.
Don't worry. The Dwarven Council will do that later. Maybe. I hope so. I want
Right.
to be the one to swing the axe.
All right, well, yeah, here's the key.
Leaf, you're a gentleman. Thank you.
Yep.
And he goes, opens it up, and he opens up the door. And he
That's what gentlemen do. They allow people to be beaten on their watch. I'm out. And I leave.
got it.
Thanks for watching, Leaf.
At which point, Athana's like, I think it might be rather fun. Would you like to learn?
What?
We're going to question him if you want to stay.
No, I just successfully stopped those guys from killing him, drug him all the way back here, and now he's going to get beaten. So I'm just going to go ahead and
Oh, it's just one punch. It'll
go
be fine.
upstairs for a while.
All right, that's fine.
Yep.
At that point, you see Conrad enter as Leaf leaves, and he just kind of whap in the face as just gonna hear. All right, that felt good. Okay,
Where's the line?
what line?
To
That's
punch
why I
him.
left.
To punch him.
Oh, do you mind if we talk to him a bit first?
Oh. That's
I
disappointing.
mean, we brought him all the way here without punching him.
And you know what? That's great.
All
you did
It's
great.
okay, Bally. We'll
Questions?
punch him later.
Oh no, totally fine. Okay, but later though. I like for his mouth to be in working order. And he kind of picks him up and takes off the hood, and you see this look of
damn potion going.
you see this look of recognition on Varram's face, and as the gag comes out, you see, all right now, Varram, you know your life is forfeit now. So, we're going to have a little bit of a chat. And Varram speaks up, he goes, oh, I'm aware, Conrad. I'm quite aware. But you'll be happy to know.
Should definitely
Ready to-
let Bally drink that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
You messed up, man. You had your chance.
You could have given it to him.
I'm trying to be a force of good here. It's being difficult tonight.
Right? Literally, Leaf has been doing so well. Varram looks over, bringing it back. Varram looks over. I'll answer whatever you like. The cult's done with me now. If you put me in front of the council, you know what's going to happen. And Varram just kind of sits down, still tied. And would you all like to approach into the cell with them, or are you just going to kind of watch?
We're just gonna hang back and watch.
Okay.
In the cell, like leaned up.
Oh, I'll get up in there.
Okay. Both inside the cell. The remaining are out there. Dathana kind of comes forward and places her hand on his shoulder, and you see a small pulse of energy. And you see Varram look for a moment. It's totally unnecessary. I would answer the questions anyway. So, Conrad, long time no see.
What I thought. That's why I don't think we need to beat him.
What would you like to know?
I'm gonna tap Dathana and be like, can you teach me how to do that?
Maybe later. Maybe later. We'll find some time to study.
You've been trying this for like 9 levels, man.
I know. Like, we're never in the same place at the same time.
We'll find some time. Don't worry. Now we listen.
Right.
And you hear Conrad lean in. All right, first of all, why the fuck were you in the Serpent Hills? What were you doing there?
Oh, he was being tortured by Yuan-Tis.
What the Debaxi says is correct technically, but we were searching for the White Dragon Mask. Unfortunately, I misplaced it. And I wanted to find the divination pool to locate it. Conrad leans in. All right, and where is it located now, you piece of shite? Of course why would you lose that? You're useless, both here and back at home. You're not technically wrong, but if you must know, it's already back with the cult. It seems they located it when I couldn't. So, bit out of both of our reach. And frankly, I don't think most people would want to accept me if I came back empty-handed. So, I'm pretty dead to them as well. Leaning forward again, Conrad goes, oh, you don't got to worry about that. We're going to spend a lot of time talking together. In the meantime, while I think of my next line of questioning for you, I'm going to turn it over to my lovely and esteemed colleagues here, who brought you back in one piece. And he turns back to you. I can't thank you enough for that. So, each of you, get a question real quick while I think of my next little line. And he just kind of sits back and strokes the beard, looking at the dwarf that has been captured.
I'm not in the room.
No, yeah.
I don't really have any questions for him.
Do you want to just punch him?
Hearing this, Conrad goes, if you like, you can totally punch him right in the mouth.
That counts as a question.
Nah.
All right.
I'll do it.
Don't say the offer wasn't there. Oh, you would?
Mm-hmm.
Give it a go.
Crack my paw and just clock it.
What's your strength modifier?
Like, not much.
He doesn't resist.
+0.
He takes 1 point of damage.
Yep.
As you pop him in the
Just
face.
it's for the principle.
He
of the
goes,
thing.
oh. All right, well, it was a little bit, that's fine.
It's padded a little bit.
What would you like to know? Under the effects of this spell, I'll tell you anything, but I would have told you that anyway. You've got to know they're not going to accept me coming back at this point.
So they're all heading to
They're
The
heading to
pit
the
to
Well
raise-
of Dragons.
raise Tiamat.
Well, that is the goal.
And they have the white dragon mask
Yes.
at the well.
Absolutely. They got all the dragon masks there. At least as far as I can be led to believe.
Except the black.
He just kind of gives you a discerning look. And he looks at Balasar's face. Aye. Except for that one. It might be why they're so secretive about it now.
So, assuming we wanted to stop them, is that the best place to go?
He thinks for a moment. At this point, I don't believe it'd do you a lot of good going there anyway. All it's doing there is preparation work. Let me just put it this way. Most of everybody else is doing work around the entire Sword Coast. And with the small armies you've gathered here, pales in comparison to what's deployed across this land.
So you're saying hope is lost?
No. Not for the cult, at least. At this point, Conrad kind of leans in. All right. You've had your go. Tell us who's in power. And if there's anybody seeking to infiltrate our numbers. These lads already found Corellius was one of your number. Varram looks over. You're right. Corellius was one. But that just shows that all the demon lords are starting to side with Tiamat to get her free. In terms of other sympathizers, you must have noticed that Remalia Haventree's husband disappeared. Demons all around you. You're too blind to see it. Other than that, you've got to know that typically the hierarchy stops with each of us Wyrmspeakers. Based on this one, and he motions at Balasar, seems as if you're taking care of Esmir. You got me. 3 remain. And he looks at each of you, and I'd hate for it to come out if anybody were to find out the sort of relationship one of your number have with the Green. Tell me, how long has it been since Melindrak seen his son?
I'm not there. Don't look at me.
I don't remember.
Since Melindrak?
Melindrak. Balasar would have seen him. Leo would have seen him. You were also in the council, so you would have seen him. He is the elven individual from the Misty Forest. He is the king of that region.
Is that where we saw the big stag?
No, that was in the High Moor. On your travels north in the caravan that we don't speak of.
Ah.
King Melindrak is part of the council.
Why
First Council, Lords Alliance. Lord Dagolt Neverember, Lady
Neverember.
Luriel Silverhand, Conrad Bronanville, King Melendrock.
Oh, there's Melendrock. Terran Hornblade, Sir Istable.
Varram kind of leans back at this point, still bound, leans back and just. Seems like we have a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on.
Apparently.
I'll tell you what I know. I'm dead either way. And this is way it's a little bit more fun for me. You get an idea of what's in the works. I think that will be a really sort of great time for me as I continue on into the halls of the ancestors. At which point Conrad looks forward. You're never going to make it into any sort of hall. I'll see that your corpse is drawn, quartered, dismembered, and scattered around the far reaches and never makes it in any of our mithril halls, betraying the doors for the chromatic dragons you fuck. And he just kind of spits in Varram's face, and Varram just see, I touched a nerve there. So, I suppose you'll be wanting to hear a little bit more. But I'm quite tired now. I might want to take a nap.
You'll sleep when we want you to sleep.
Aye. Or until you beat me senseless. I'm more valuable alive than dead at the moment. Even I know that.
But you don't have to be comfortable.
You think this is comfortable?
It could be worse.
I've just spent 2 weeks being held by those snaky fucks. This is right as rain in my book. And he just kind of grins at you. So, I recommend you have a chat with Lord Neverember, is it? You might be feeling a bit sick. Oh, and you might want to ask Melendrak about his son. The one he doesn't want to talk about. And he just kind of leans back. At which point Conrad looks at you all, beat red face. I appreciate you being here. You've done right by the dwarves. I can promise you that when it's time to engage our forces, you've got the might of the Dwarven army at your back. That's your word. We'll bring them to the Well of Dragons and face this fucking foe and defeat them like the dwarves have in the past. And he extends his hand to you, Balasar, looking to shake.
I'll reach out and go, that sounds like a battle I'll be happy to join in.
Great. I can't wait to talk strategy. And he leans forward, he looks to you, Tiberon, and just kind of clasps hands with Tiberon, and back to you, Fleetfoot, just extending his hand.
I'll shake it.
You've done a great service, and I'll have to thank Leaf as well. I appreciate you bringing him back alive. It took a bit of restraint, I'm sure. He's a cheeky fucker, I'm sure you've noticed. But in the meantime, we'll question him. Gentlemen, if there's anything I can provide for you, weapons, armor, the dwarven craft is the best make you can find. And I'd be more than happy to offer my clan's services to you as a show of good faith and appreciation. I'm first to admit, I might have read you all wrong.
I may come by for maybe a new suit of armor.
We might want to repair that one, mate.
It has seen some fun.
It absolutely has. I'd love to hear the stories. Maybe we'll grab an ale. Now, gentlemen, if you don't mind, I hear you have some meat soup. Would you like to retire over a bowl while this cheeky bastard gets locked up?
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Laeral! And he looks over at Laeral, who's kind of been quiet at this point. Yes, Conrad? Do you have any of those great spells that might knock this cheeky fucker out for a while?
Oh, I have a better idea.
Do tell.
Are there any mice in the cell? Like, underground? And I just need a creature that's going to be down there with him.
You give me a perception check.
Or if someone could send one. Ooh, that was almost good. 8.
8. Seems fairly clean. Daxio has taken his job seriously in the time that you've been away, as has Martha. Both have been very seriously and studiously cleaning. Leaf, by the way, where did you want to go and retire to during this period of time?
I'm assuming I have
You do have a room. It'd be in the secondary tower.
I have a room in the secondary tower, and Dax was somewhere around there, right?
Dax, his quarters are actually in this tower that you're currently in on the very top level.
Oh.
The servants' quarters are separated by the central building.
I thought he was going to be roomed next to...
If you'd like to have Dax move his
Did I
things-
say that?
I thought you did.
Okay,
if
that's
you,
what I thought.
I'm just saying that in terms of the way the servants' quarters are
'Cause-
placed, if you'd like to have him move over, he can.
I hired Dax to be my
Absolutely.
Man, not,
I'm just saying if you'd like to have him moved over into those quarters close
that'd
to
be
you.
perfect because we're basically working out his contract at this point in time.
Absolutely. He's just kind of in there. He's been waiting, just kind of picking up and cleaning and getting the room organized. And so did you, everything taken care of?
Yeah, it's fine, and we don't have to role play it. I'll just
Perfect.
get with you later about
Thank
that.
you. Perfect. I appreciate that. So with that,
You can knock him out.
got it. Later. All right, then I suppose I'll do that. She lays her hand on him. That's a natural 2, so he fails. And you see him slump over, unconscious. Conrad. All right, well, if it's totally fine with you all, I'd like to grab a drink. You got some great ale here? Mind sharing in a few tales for a bit?
Sure.
Perfect.
Ales and tails.
Let's retire for some ales and some tales. And with that, he makes his way out of the dungeon's location and up towards the kitchen area with Joannelle. Do you follow?
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys make your way back into the kitchens, partaking in the cauldron of meat soup and delicious Dwarven stock ale, Leaf, as you continue to work out your contract with Daxio, and Tybron, as he meanders through the new Cauldron Keep, looking about and trying to find a spot for him, discovering all the luxuries that he has now been treated to. That is where we're going to end this evening's session.
Awesome.
Also, you all do feel a little bit more powerful, as you are now level 12.
Nice.
Thanks for listening to Natural 20. We meet every Tuesday night to roll dice and try to make it out alive. On behalf of the party, I hope you enjoyed this session. I mean, Tuesdays. Am I right?